Hey everyone, so good to see you all in here. I know I just jumped right into it without any kind of introduction this time, and that's because I'm sort of like in a hurry right now too. Today is the last day of the Go to Chicago conference. I mean, as such, it is in Chicago, and if you're based in Europe, you may be aware of the Go to conference being what you call it. It's like it's a European-based run conference that's started off or hosted, owned, by Trifork, based in Denmark. And so these folks have been also extending the conference to North America, at least so far as Chicago. And I think during COVID too, they did not run any conferences. So now they're back and doing, the first one post COVID in Chicago. So it's very nice, and I have been so thankful that they invited me to speak here this year, which is nice. And my topic too is naturally. So far, I've been doing a lot of event streaming. So I talk about event streaming is more of an introductory talk. And also introducing the audience to Apache Pulsar. So I spoke on Monday, and right now it's Wednesday. And as such, right, I haven't been doing any stream for a few months. And the reason is a personal reason. If you've been following me or kind of communicating with me, and actually, I think App Boy has asked me too, and it's because unfortunately, my mother passed away, but that was okay because she was already not that young anymore. She was 88 and a half, and she was in and out of the hospital, during COVID. Thankfully, she got COVID, but she recovered, and yet, just, aging too. So she didn't make it this time, but I was very happy I got a chance to go see her in Hong Kong. And then again, to see her, basically to say goodbye at her funeral mass and memorial service. She was actually a choir teacher, vocal teacher too, and just to give you some idea. So, and she had a lot of students. So very thankful. A lot of her students came. It was like 250 people in the funeral mass alone. And then later too, there was a memorial service in which there was a mass too also being offered, and the choir sang there for her. And there was maybe at least 50 or 60 people from the choir. So that was very good. It brought a really nice sense of closure. Got to visit with some families, that I had not seen for a long time, like 30 years or something, my cousins. And so it's been very nice. So anyway, just thought I'd share with you. It's no secret, and things like this can happen. And I'm very thankful. Everything kind of got taken care of. Then immediately too, then I had to be on a trip to visit customers in Asia, including India. And also too in India, I spoke at the conference called GITS, that stands for Great International Developer Summit. And that was very good too. And very exciting. If some of you audience are here, thank you for coming, because I told the audience there to join my Twitch stream. So anyway, so I am, as such, okay, let me finish too. So I was in India, and then also visited some customers in New Delhi, after which I went to DevOps, that very popular, conference series, right, in Europe. And so Greece is the first version of DevOps in Greece. I was in Athens, and then after that, I got home for a little bit and did a bit of a, go to conference, like a promotion, did a meetup talk, and immediately I had to go back to London for DevOps UK. And then after which I was then in Tech Nation in Utrecht, or did I say it correctly? I think for my Dutch friends, and Utrecht, right? Utrecht, which is like about 20 kilometers south of Amsterdam. That was also very lovely conference. If I have time, I will be sharing with you. And then after that, too, and also too in Amsterdam, I did the talk with Co, who I started collaborating with on a new talk called Best of Both Worlds, Apache Pulsar and Apache Kafka. So basically comparing the two event streaming distributed messaging platforms and highlighting each, right? And what are some of the kind of features, right, of each. We couldn't go into, very in-depth, so to speak, but at least we discussed some of the very obvious type of kind of features that we compare the two, and also how you can integrate to work the two together. And after which, too, I went to Barcelona for Spring I/O. So if you're a Java developer, you're familiar with Spring. So that's a major conference that's based in Europe for the Spring framework. After that, I got home, and now this week I'm at GOTO conference here in Chicago. So very happy to be here. And here I am too. So let me kind of show you around if I could. This is like at the West Loop. So if I could, now the thing is, I don't have very, I'm just kind of a amateur broadcaster. So it's just I'm using the camera that's on my laptop. So as you can see, this is a very nice kind of a, what you call it, a nice location here in the West Loop called Convene. And then if you ever come to Chicago, I'm hoping to maybe someday I'll run a conference and I want to host it here because it's a very nice conference center. As you can see, see this is the west side of Chicago. A lot of buildings are here now. If you're interested too, basically Google also has an office here in the West Loop too. So yeah, so this is what it is. This is kind of a two floors, and so we're in here. Let me kind of quickly show it to you. As you can see, there are folks, if you hear them, they're upstairs. Right now too, the conference is at the tail end now. The last session is on, but I thought, I brought my microphone this morning when I came here because this is the third day, also last day. I decided, well, why don't I, since the space here is so big and also so wide, so open, and actually I do need to be hurrying a little bit because the session is ending, and then we have to leave this venue within an hour or maybe even half an hour. So I don't have too much time now, but I was hoping to actually share with you too a bit one of the new talks that I did. And in fact, I collaborate with one of our engineers at my company, Data Stacks. He's also a co-committer to the Apache Pulsar project, as well as some other open source projects too. So his name is Christophe, very nice person from France, based in France. And he joined me. I invited him. I said, well, he's committer, in fact, of the Pulsar client that works with Spring. So if you're a Java developer, you may be interested in knowing how you can, use your Spring framework to work with Pulsar. So that's a new talk, and I think that's what I'm going to do because we work on this demo, and of course, demo 2 was actually originally designed by him and also his other committer from VMware, from the Spring project. So that's kind of, rightfully is their property, but they are sharing it, right, on their GitHub. So I'm hoping that, with that particular example, we can start, next week, or actually I shouldn't promise yet, because next week I'll be in another conference, so we'll be traveling again. But I'm hoping too, maybe I'll bring my, microphone, everything. Then I would like to start, resume my live coding session. And I got this also inspired by Josh Long. As you know, if you're following Josh, he's been amazing, producing a lot of live streams on Twitch too. So I think it's kind of good time. I also want to get back to doing this. So, all right. So without kind of boring you, and I don't know if, let me kind of show you really quickly if you guys are interested too, because rather than completely like a talk thing, let me kind of share with you my screen. Let me see. I'll just like quickly share with you this particular, Pulsar client for, let me see. Pulsar client for Spring. It's basically Spring Pulsar. So okay, so folks, Spring project, if you can kind of see in here, as you can see, right, this is Chris Bono, who's actually a VMware engineer, one of the lead developers engineer there. So he and Christoph actually put together, they work on the Spring Pulsar integration code, and then they also develop some applications or demos too. So that's one of the things I kind of was going to work on. Let me kind of quickly show it to you, because if you go to my mGrigles lab, I think I've shared with you earlier, there's an intro to Spring Pulsar demo. So I would like to do that next week. So next week, or maybe even like tomorrow or something if I have time. These 2 days I will be at home. I want to start to work on this and do some demo. And I think you'll probably be interested too, because it's essentially, right, if you are, let's say you're using Spring, they use template, right? So for if you're a Kafka developer, there's Kafka template, but now there's also, you can use Pulsar template, and there are different annotations and all of these things. And it makes, working with, using Spring to work with Pulsar is not too difficult at all, as a starter. So I like to kind of demo that. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. How about that? Okay, so I'll stop sharing now. Let me kind of go back to my screen. So anyway, that's all I have for today. For now, this again is just a very short stream for today, because I wanted to touch base, and kind of 10, 15 minutes or so, not even like 15 actually. So just wanted to let you know, right? Then that's what it is. And let me kind of take a look too. I think I totally forgot how to do this, because I've been like away from doing Twitch, right? And then I forgot how I'm supposed to be doing some of these things. So yeah, so just bear with me a little bit, because I wanted to kind of do, what is it? Yeah, themes, and there are different things that I could be showing you in here. But anyway, so bear with me. I'm just gonna be getting ready, because I don't have anything to show here, and besides, I do need to start getting ready to pack up. They'll be chasing us out of this conference venue, which is very nice. And if you missed that, you can always go back to watching this the recording too. Then you can kind of take a look, kind of not quite 360, it's 180 of this lower level of this conference venue in the west side of Chicago called Convene. So that's what it is. And let me kind of do this one thing. And basically too, I think maybe that's about it for today. It's like about 12 minutes. And please, follow me and continue doing that, or send me messages, right? I wanted to actually, you know what? Hold on a second. Where is my, I wanted to share with you some things in here, my Discord server. So up top here is my Discord server. So if you like, if you haven't already done so, please connect, join my Discord server. If you have any questions, please send me questions anytime. If you need anything, if I can be of help, right? I'm always looking for opportunity to be helpful. That's what my job is. Developer advocate is to help developers to be productive, and helping you look for answers. So then, if you're busy, you need answers, ask me a question, I'll go look for the answers for you if I don't know already. So all right, so that's my Discord server. Just wanted to share with you. And then with that, I wanted to thank you, and please take care. Maybe if I have time this week, Thursday or Friday, I'm going to try to do a stream and start showing you the Pulsar client for Spring. All right, thank you so much, everybody. All right, take care.